So a quick a little update. Um, it's going to be Thanksgiving soon, and I used to, grew up here in Brazil, and we never really celebrated Thanksgiving that much. In fact, we didn't at all until we moved to the States, and then we only did because my mother insisted on it. But my father insisted that we eat not turkey, but steak, usually filet mignon. So it became customary for us on Thanksgiving to eat steak. Sometimes my mother would insist on also cooking turkey. I think one year my dad conceded that a traditional dinner might be diverting, and he accepted a ham. But turkey was kind of an anathema meat when I was younger. And I guess my connection to Thanksgiving was always kind of theoretical. After I got married to Kimberly, it kind of became a more regular tradition for us. Well, with Kimberly being like a regular American and all. But I've really become fond of Thanksgiving over the past few years. And it's because I've been forced to embrace it and meditate upon its worth. Not forced, but the circumstances that God has provided have led me to embrace Thanksgiving. Some friends of mine in South Carolina had a thing, a yearly party called Thanks Fest. And for 3 or 4 of those, I wrote uh, a poem, a different poem each year about feasting and giving thanks that I recited at this Thanks Fest. One still sticks out of my mind is the kids the other day were actually kind of reciting parts of it. It had kind of a choral response, and it was really just a great experience. Those were wonderful events. But it led me to, in a non-intellectual way, consider and embrace the worth of Thanksgiving as a Christian holiday. Thanksgiving to me has kind of been in a no man's land. I avoid celebrating civic holidays. I kind of tend to think that they get in the way of Christian holidays. So of course, we have Christmas and Easter in the secular West, but they're not really they're just shadows of the Christian Christmas and Easter. I think it's much more interesting to celebrate, for example, All Saints' Day or Reformation Day. Much more interesting to celebrate Pentecost than it is to celebrate Labor Day. Not that all civil holidays are bad, but just I want to live my time in a way that's defined by the Church of Jesus Christ, and I want to have my family live that same rhythm. And so the rhythm of American civic holidays is very lightly laid upon our lives, the sweet lives, I mean. But yeah, so Thanksgiving is a strange hybrid because it's a great civic holiday with a Charlie Brown special and everyone traveling to see grandma or their sister, and it's something that everybody does, and everybody visits and fights and loves, but kind of in this generic way. It's an obligation holiday. But then it's got this history of the Puritans surviving and thanking God by hosting a feast. So, it's really the only religious American holiday. A holiday that's American and religious. And it's the only organically formed American holiday. Accepting that, of course, it was declared to be a holiday, and Nathaniel Hawthorne was involved in creating the mythology. That's of course, that's how these things happen. Nonetheless, it's an organic holiday that comes from our history, not something that was declared and imposed like Mother's Day. And it's a Christian holiday, a religious holiday. It's just a fascinating button for me. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off point. I'm actually, right now, I'm preparing a sermon. I'm going to be preaching from Psalm 107. And it's a Thanksgiving sermon. So this church in the middle of the state, I'm really actually just looking forward to the trip as well. It's 4 hours from here, so halfway to Argentina. And just in the middle of the state. And it's they're having it's like their second or third year in a row having a Thanksgiving meal with turkey and everything. So after the morning service, we'll have a Thanksgiving feast on Sunday, this Sunday. So that's fun, and I've been thinking again about Thanksgiving and how grateful to God we ought to be for everything. Most of us have not yet suffered to the point of shedding blood. Most of us are rich beyond the wildest dreams of most humans. And we still find time to be ungrateful and miserable. The kids and I watched them up at Christmas Carol yesterday. I just love the holy days. And gratitude's a huge theme in that as well. So I'm grateful that I've been forced to deal with Thanksgiving, that I've been forced to love it, that I've been forced to meditate upon the worth of gratitude to God. Okay, y'all. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to post this on Joffrey the Giant or on Port of Joy or what, so I'll just mention some prayer requests. 3. As a helicopter flies over. The first is for this sermon that I'll be preaching. The second is for a couple that has been attending our Bible studies and our church, and really connecting with Kimberly and I. They're now in my English students as well. So the husband is not a Christian, but he's really, really wrestling with Christ. And then the third prayer request is there's an orphanage that I visited yesterday. I've been wanting to visit for quite a while. It went very, very well. So thank God for that, and then prayer that that relationship will go forward well, and I'll be able to minister to them. And that's it. All right, guys. So Thanksgiving. Oh, you know what else I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to write. I'm going to see if I can pull off. I think I'm going to run out of time, but I'm going to see if I can pull off writing a Thanks Fest type poem in Portuguese to read at the dinner. We'll see. All right, y'all. Peace be upon you.